Hey everyone, I'm Emma.
And I'm Ryan. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Some days start completely normal, and then one tiny moment changes your entire day.
Or in Emma's case, one job interview.
Hey, don't spoil the story already.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying I've known you for years. The text message you sent this morning told me everything.
Really?
Yep, it just said, I need coffee. No emoji, no explanation, just, I need coffee. That's when I knew something had gone horribly wrong.
Okay, that's actually fair. I don't usually text like that.
Exactly. You normally write 3 paragraphs before asking how my day is.
I do not.
You absolutely do. You even use bullet points sometimes.
That's called being organized.
That's called writing emails inside a text message.
You're impossible.
I've been told. So, tell me, how bad was it?
Honestly, when I walked out of that building, I wasn't thinking about getting the job anymore. I was thinking, can I just disappear for a week?
That bad?
Much worse.
Did they ask a difficult question?
No.
Did you forget your resume?
No.
Did you arrive late?
No.
Then what happened?
Nothing and everything.
Emma, that explains absolutely nothing.
I know. It's just, have you ever been so nervous that your brain suddenly stops working?
Oh, definitely. Remember my driving test?
The one where you turned on the windshield wipers instead of the turn signal?
Exactly.
I laughed for 3 days.
The examiner didn't.
Fair enough.
So it was that kind of nervous?
Even worse, because this time it wasn't just me. It felt like everyone in that office looked confident. Everyone knew what they were doing. Everyone looked calm. And then there was me, trying to remember how breathing works.
Okay, let's rewind a little. Start from the morning. What time did you wake up?
6.
For a 10 o'clock interview?
I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, my brain started asking questions. What if they ask something you don't know? What if your English isn't good enough? What if you freeze? What if they don't like you?
Our brains are so dramatic sometimes.
Seriously. At 3 in the morning, I somehow convinced myself that I had forgotten my own address.
Did you?
No, but I still checked my ID card.
That's amazing.
It's embarrassing.
It's human. I think everyone has done something like that.
Maybe. Anyway, I got up at 6, made coffee, opened my laptop, read my resume again, then I read the company's website, then my resume again.
How many times?
Probably 7?
7?
Maybe 8.
Emma, by the 8th time, your resume wasn't changing anymore.
I know, but I kept thinking, maybe I missed something.
That's anxiety talking.
Exactly. Then I practiced interview questions.
The classic ones?
Yeah. Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? Why do you want this job?
Did you have good answers?
I thought I did. I even practiced in front of a mirror.
No way.
Don't laugh.
I'm trying not to.
I smiled. I practiced eye contact. I even worked on my handshake.
You practiced a handshake?
With a pillow.
A pillow?
It made sense at the time.
I'm sorry. I'm really trying to be supportive, but that's the funniest thing I've heard all week.
Go ahead. Laugh. Everyone deserves happiness.
Thank you. I appreciate your generosity.
You're welcome.
Okay, so after all that preparation, you left for the interview.
Yeah, way too early.
How early?
45 minutes.
Emma, you weren't early. You practically opened the office.
I know, but being late scares me more than almost anything.
So what did you do for 45 minutes?
I sat in the lobby, watching people walk past. Some were employees, some were other candidates. One guy walked in, holding a coffee, talking on the phone, smiling, like he owned the building.
And what did you think?
I thought, well, he definitely looks like he's getting hired.
That's the funny thing about interviews. We always assume everyone else is more confident, but half the time, they're just as nervous as we are.
I know that now. I just didn't know it then.
So, you're sitting there, heart racing, trying to stay calm, and then someone opens the door, looks around the waiting area, smiles, and says, "Emma."
I looked up, took a deep breath, picked up my bag, and followed her.
How are you feeling?
Like my heart had decided to run a marathon.
That nervous?
Oh, absolutely. My hands were cold, my mouth was dry, and somehow I forgot how to walk normally.
That's a real thing. When you're nervous, you suddenly become aware of everything. Your footsteps, your breathing, even where your hands are.
Exactly. I kept thinking, what should I do with my hands?
Everyone asks that. Pockets? No. Cross your arms? Definitely not. Let them hang naturally? Now they feel weird.
I know, it's impossible.
So you walked into the room.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge room, just a table, 3 chairs, a laptop, and 2 interviewers.
Did they smile?
They did, which actually made me feel a little better.
Good start.
The woman said, "Good morning, Emma. Please have a seat."
Nice. Friendly already.
That's what made everything worse.
Wait, what?
Because they were so nice, I really wanted to make a good impression.
Ah, more pressure.
Exactly. I sat down, smiled, put my bag beside the chair, and then the interview started.
What was the first question?
The easiest question in the world.
Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going.
The interviewer smiled, looked at me, and said, "Could you please introduce yourself?"
Classic. Every interview starts there.
I had practiced that answer for 3 days.
3 days?
Don't judge me.
I'm trying not to.
I practiced in front of the mirror. I practiced while brushing my teeth. I practiced while making coffee, even in the shower.
That's dedication.
Or panic.
Maybe both.
Probably both.
So you were ready.
I thought I was, until they actually asked me.
And then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. My brain completely blank.
Like no thoughts?
None. It felt like someone pressed the reset button.
What did you say?
I looked at them, smiled, and said, "Hi, my name is..." Then I stopped.
No.
Yes!
You forgot your own name?
For about 3 seconds.
Emma, that's incredible.
Please don't laugh.
I'm sorry, I'm really trying, but that's honestly adorable.
It wasn't adorable, it was painful.
What happened next?
The interviewer smiled. She wasn't laughing, she just waited. She gave me time.
That's nice.
It was. Then, suddenly, my brain started working again. I finally said, "My name is Emma."
Success.
Barely. Then I continued. "I'm a recent graduate. I enjoy learning new things, and I'm excited about this opportunity."
See, that's not bad at all.
It sounded much better in my bedroom.
Everything sounds better in practice.
True.
What did they ask after that?
The man looked at my resume. Then he asked, "Can you tell us about a challenge you faced?"
Good question. What did you answer?
I had one prepared.
Of course you did.
I started explaining a project from college. Everything was going well. I was finally relaxing. I even started smiling naturally.
Nice. You found your rhythm.
For about 30 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Then I completely forgot one English word.
Which word?
Deadline.
Seriously?
I knew the word yesterday. I knew the word this morning. I know the word now. But at that exact moment, it disappeared.
That happens to so many people.
I tried to remember it. Nothing. So I said, "We had to finish the project before the last day."
Honestly, that's not terrible.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't stop talking. You explained the idea another way. That's actually a useful communication skill.
I never thought about it like that.
Most people think fluent English means knowing every word. It doesn't. Sometimes fluency is just finding another way to say the same thing.
I wish someone had told me that before the interview.
I'm telling you now, and hopefully everyone listening remembers it too.
I think that's where a lot of people make a mistake.
They believe one forgotten word means the interview is over.
That's exactly what I thought. The moment I couldn't remember deadline, I started thinking, that's it. They're never going to hire me.
Meanwhile, the interviewers were probably just thinking, she forgot one word. That's all.
Our minds really exaggerate things.
All the time. So, what happened next?
The woman smiled. She wrote something in her notebook. And then she asked, "Can you tell us about a time you worked in a team?"
Okay, that's a common interview question.
Yeah, luckily, I actually had a real example. I told them about a college project. There were 4 of us. At first, everything was going well. Then one teammate suddenly stopped replying.
Uh-oh. Every group project has that one person.
Exactly. The deadline was getting closer, and the rest of us had no idea what was happening.
So what did you do?
We called him. Turns out there was a family emergency.
Oh, that's completely different from just being lazy.
Right. So instead of getting angry, we divided his work between the 3 of us. It wasn't easy, but we finished everything on time.
That's actually a good answer. It shows teamwork, problem solving, and empathy.
I didn't even think about that. I was just telling the truth.
Honestly, that's usually the best strategy. People spend so much time trying to sound impressive that they forget to sound real.
I think I finally realized that during the interview.
Really?
Yeah. After the first few questions, I stopped worrying about saying everything perfectly. I just focused on having a conversation.
And how did that feel?
Much easier. I even caught myself smiling naturally.
See? That's when usually confidence appears, not before. During.
Exactly. Then the interviewer asked something unexpected.
What was it?
She asked, "What's one skill you're still trying to improve?"
Ooh, that's a good one.
For a second, I thought, should I give the classic answer? I'm a perfectionist.
Please tell me you didn't.
No, I almost did, but then I changed my mind.
Good, because everyone says that.
Instead, I told them, I'm still working on speaking English more confidently.
Nice. Simple, honest.
I also told them that I practice every day. I listen to podcasts, I read articles, I try to think in English, and I don't mind making mistakes because that's how I improve.
How did they react?
The interviewer smiled. She said, "I like that answer. Everyone has something to improve. What matters is whether you're willing to learn."
That's a great interviewer.
I thought so too.
At that moment, did you finally relax?
A little. Until...
There's always an until.
Yeah. The man asked me, "Do you have any questions for us?"
The famous last question.
Exactly. And guess what I said?
I'm good.
Yes!
Emma. No!
I know! The second the words came out, I wanted to take them back.
You should always ask at least one question.
I know that now. Back then, I was just thinking, please let this be over.
What did they do?
The woman smiled. She said, "That's perfectly fine." Then she explained the next steps. She thanked me for coming. We shook hands, and I walked out.
How did you feel?
Honestly, confused.
Confused.
Yeah, half of me thought I completely failed. The other half thought maybe it wasn't as bad as I imagined.
That's interesting. Sometimes we're the worst judges of our own performance.
Absolutely. I spent the whole bus ride home replaying every answer in my head. Every pause, every smile, every mistake.
Let me guess. You remembered 10 more things you wish you had said.
At least 20.
That's normal. I think everyone does that after an interview.
Probably. Then I got home, dropped my bag on the floor, looked at my phone, and that's when I sent you that message.
I need coffee.
Exactly.
You know, after hearing the whole story, I don't think you failed.
You really think so?
I do. You weren't perfect, but you were honest. You kept going even when you got nervous, and that's something interviewers notice.
I hope you're right.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Did they ever call you back?
They did.
Wait, seriously? Don't tell me you've been keeping this from me the whole time.
I wanted to tell the story first.
Emma, you're unbelievable. So what did they say?
The next afternoon, I got an email. When I saw the company's name, my heart started racing again.
Did you open it immediately?
No.
No?
I stared at it for almost 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Why?
Because as long as I didn't open it, there was still hope.
I actually understand that. Sometimes not knowing feels easier than knowing.
Exactly. Finally, I took a deep breath and clicked.
Come on, don't keep me waiting.
The email started with, "Dear Emma, thank you for taking the time to interview with us."
Uh-oh, that sounds dangerous already.
That's what I thought too. Then I kept reading. "We enjoyed learning about your background and appreciated your enthusiasm."
Okay, that's still positive.
Then came the sentence. "The position has been offered to another candidate."
I'm sorry.
Honestly, for about 10 minutes, I just sat there. I didn't even know what to think.
Were you disappointed?
Of course. Nobody enjoys rejection, especially after spending days preparing.
Yeah, that hurts.
It does. But something interesting happened.
What?
I kept reading the email.
There was more?
Yeah. The interviewer wrote, "We were impressed with your positive attitude and communication. Although we've selected another candidate, we'd like to keep your resume on file for future opportunities."
That's actually encouraging.
It was. At first, I only saw the rejection. But later, I noticed the compliments too.
That's human nature. We focus on the bad news.
Exactly.
So what did you learn from the whole experience?
Honestly, a lot.
Like what?
First, nobody expects you to be perfect. I forgot words. I got nervous. I even froze for a moment. And the interview didn't end because of that.
That's an important lesson.
Second, preparation helps, but overthinking doesn't. I spent hours imagining disasters that never happened.
Our imagination is usually much scarier than reality.
Definitely. And third, interviews aren't exams. They're conversations.
I like that. People often forget that.
I did too. At first, I thought the interviewers were there to catch my mistakes, but they weren't. They were trying to understand who I was.
Exactly. They're not looking for a robot. They're looking for someone they can work with every day.
Right.
Would you do anything differently now?
Absolutely. I'd stop trying to memorize perfect answers. Instead, I'd focus on telling real stories. Stories about things I've actually done.
Those are always easier to remember.
Because they're true.
Exactly. One more question. If someone listening has a job interview tomorrow and they're feeling nervous, what would you tell them?
I'd say, take a deep breath. Prepare well. Get enough sleep. Arrive a little early. Smile. Listen carefully. And don't panic if you forget a word. Just explain it another way. Keep the conversation going. That's what communication is all about.
I couldn't agree more. And remember, one interview, one rejection, or one mistake doesn't decide your future.
Exactly. Sometimes the interview teaches you something even more valuable than getting the job.
I think that's the perfect place to pause the story, because now let's help everyone listening sound more natural in their own interviews.
Let's do it. We've picked out some expressions from today's conversation that native speakers actually use.
And trust us, these are much more useful than memorizing fancy vocabulary.
Let's start with the first one. My mind went blank. I think almost everyone has said that at some point.
Definitely. If someone asks you a question and suddenly you can't think of anything, you can simply say, "My mind went blank."
Notice we don't usually say, "I forgot everything." That's understandable, but "my mind went blank" sounds much more natural.
Let's imagine an interview. The interviewer asks, "So, why do you want to work here?" You know the answer. You've practiced it all week, but suddenly your mind goes blank.
Or maybe you're giving a presentation. Everything is going well. Then someone asks an unexpected question, and your mind just goes blank.
The good news is, it happens to native speakers too.
Exactly. It's not about your English. Sometimes it's just nerves.
All right, here's another one. Take a deep breath.
I love this expression. People say it all the time.
If your friend is nervous or stressed, you might say, "Hey, take a deep breath."
You're not literally giving breathing lessons. You're saying, relax, calm down, you'll be okay.
Before interviews, before exams, before public speaking, it's something people tell themselves all the time.
I actually whispered it to myself before walking into my interview. Take a deep breath. Just be yourself.
And honestly, that's pretty good advice for almost anything.
I agree.
Okay, expression number 3. My heart was racing.
This one doesn't mean you're running.
Exactly. It means your heart is beating really fast, usually because you're excited or nervous.
When I got the interview email, my heart was racing. When they called my name, my heart was racing again. And when I opened their reply a few days later, my heart was racing again.
I get the same feeling before checking exam results.
Or waiting for an important message.
Exactly. You'll hear this expression everywhere. My heart was racing.
It sounds much more natural than saying, my heart was beating very fast.
All right, let's move on. Keep the conversation going.
I think this is one of the most useful expressions for English learners.
Absolutely. Many people think fluency means knowing every word. But that's not true. Fluency often means keeping the conversation going.
Maybe you forget one word. That's okay. Explain it another way. Don't stop talking.
For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you could say, the thing you use when it rains.
Exactly. The other person will understand. Communication isn't about perfect vocabulary. It's about sharing your ideas.
So if you forget a word, don't panic. Just keep the conversation going.
Perfect. Now our last expression for today. Make a good impression. We all want to make a good impression, whether it's an interview, meeting new people, or your first day at work.
And here's something important. Making a good impression doesn't mean being perfect. It means being polite, listening carefully, showing genuine interest.
Looking back, I think I worried too much about giving perfect answers. I think the interviewers probably cared more about how I communicated.
I think so too. People usually remember how you made them feel, not whether every sentence was perfect.
That's a lesson I'll definitely remember.
And hopefully, it'll help everyone listening the next time they have an interview.
All right. Let's look at our next expression. I kept replaying it in my head. I think we've all done that, especially after an important conversation.
Exactly. To replay something in your head means you keep thinking about it again and again.
After my interview, I kept replaying every answer in my head. I was thinking, I should have said this. No, that answer could have been better.
I do the same after presentations. Even if everything goes well, my brain still wants to review every little detail.
Or after sending an important message, you read it again and again, wondering if you should have written something differently.
Exactly. It's one of those expressions you'll hear all the time.
Hopefully not too often, otherwise we'll all overthink everything.
Fair point. All right, here's another useful one. It turns out.
I use this expression a lot.
Me too. We use it when something is different from what we expected.
For example, I thought my interview had gone badly, but it turned out the interviewer liked my communication skills.
Or maybe you think it's going to rain all day, but it turns out the weather becomes sunny.
It's a really natural way to introduce new information.
Exactly. Native speakers use it in conversations all the time.
Okay, next expression. I couldn't agree more.
This is a great alternative to simply saying, I agree.
Let's try it. Ryan, I think confidence is more important than perfect grammar.
I couldn't agree more.
See? It sounds warm, natural, and enthusiastic.
Here's another one. Coffee makes every morning better.
I couldn't agree more.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Of course.
Let's continue. Our next expression is way too.
This one is super common.
Instead of saying very expensive, people often say way too expensive.
Or way too difficult, way too noisy, way too hot.
In today's story, Emma arrived way too early.
I did. I was so nervous. I got there almost 40 minutes before the interview.
Better than being late.
Definitely.
Adding way makes the sentence sound much more natural.
You'll hear native speakers use it every day.
All right, one last expression. At first.
It's simple, but really useful when you're telling a story.
It tells people this is how everything started.
For example, at first, I thought I had completely failed the interview. But later, I realized it wasn't as bad as I imagined.
Or at first, learning English felt difficult, but after practicing every day, it became much easier.
You'll hear at first in stories, podcasts, movies, pretty much everywhere.
And that's all 10 expressions from today's episode.
The best part is, none of them are difficult. They're simple, useful, and people actually use them.
So instead of trying to learn hundreds of complicated words, learn expressions like these. You'll sound much more natural.
And don't worry if you can't remember all 10 today. Pick one or two. Use them in real conversations this week, and they'll become part of your English naturally.
Exactly. Little by little, that's how fluency grows.
And that's all for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed the story and picked up a few expressions you can actually use in real life.
Remember, you don't become fluent by memorizing difficult words. You become fluent by hearing, understanding, and using natural English every day.
If today's episode helped you, try using one of these expressions this week, and you might be surprised by how quickly they become part of your everyday English.
And if you'd like more conversations like this, don't forget to subscribe to Native English Talks. We have many more real-life stories and everyday expressions coming your way.
In our next episode, we'll be talking about the first day at a new job.
Until then, keep listening, keep speaking.
And remember, English sounds best when it sounds real. Bye, everyone.
See you in the next episode.